Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And we're here to react in competition form to Dave Meltzer's star ratings reviews for AEW Dynasty, Larson. And today, you're in the hot seat.
You know, I was out of town. This is why it's a day late. I was out of town yesterday. I didn't have good reception on my phone, so I didn't get to peruse Twitter much.
Well, that's good.
And the rare occasion where I actually, sometimes you get on the phone first thing in the morning, and especially Friday morning, it's all star ratings. You can't avoid it. It's hard to avoid.
Well, it's good that you were able to avoid it because you're on the hot seat today. We play by the honor system here. It would have been a shame if you came here today. It was like, Steve, I was spoiled the star ratings for those other guys.
We didn't have any content.
Yeah, exactly. No content. We need content anyways. You guys know how it works. I read Dave Meltzer's descriptions of these matches. Hopefully, he'll drop you some editorializing, meaning his opinion, in advance of me forcing you to guess those other guys' star ratings. Of course, our star ratings are available right now. They've been available since within 24 hours of the event.
Yeah.
Here we are. I don't even know how much longer later it is.
Nearly a
like
week.
a week. Goodness gracious. Anyways, are you ready, Larson?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right, we're not going to do any of these friggin'
the pre-show matches.
Pre-show matches. Unless you roll a donut, then I'll give you some bonus options here.
I at least watched all the pre-show matches, I believe.
Well, there you go, sucker. All right, we're going to go ahead and kick things off with
Rainmaker.
Do the Rainmaker. There you go, Rainmaker. Versus Pac to retain the Continental title. 21 minutes, 55 seconds. This is what Dave Meltzer had to say. The crowd was very into this. This was among the greatest pay-per-view openers in history, and even more, was probably the single greatest pay-per-view match ever that got less than 8 votes in the best match poll, which was a testament to how much of a consensus it was regarding the quality of Osprey versus Danielson. Larson, I immediately am detecting a theme here that this entire star rating, I
got to go to my star ratings and probably add at least half a star to most of these matches, I'm guessing.
All right. So he says Pac has been amazing on his return from injury. He did a Fosbury flop and a top rope suplex. Okada did a draping DDT off the barricade. Pac barely missed the 10 count. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Okada hit a German suplex, but Pac landed on his feet. The crowd gave them a standing ovation. Okada using the Savage Elbow and then teased the Rainmaker pose, but instead he flipped off the crowd. The crowd had been cheering Okada, but turned on him instantly. They chanted, "Fuck you, Okada." Pac did a deadlift German suplex, but missed the Black Arrow. Okada made the ropes, did an eye rake. Pac came back with a tombstone pile driver. The finish saw Pac go for the Black Arrow, but Okada got his knees up and hit Rainmaker for the pin. How many stars did David Meltzer give this match?
I mean, you had your superlatives to start the match.
Greatest.
What was the phrase again? Greatest opener of a pay-per-view or something like that?
This was among the greatest pay-per-view openers in history and was probably the single greatest pay-per-view match that ever got less than 8 votes in the best match poll.
I don't think he gave it 5 stars. I'll go 4 3/4.
Oh, immediately you're on the board. Well done. You can rest now.
No. I do so poor enough on these. I do awful on these. I need to get all of them right that I can to make it from all the ones that I got like 1 or 2 because I was a quarter star off on 90% of them.
I mean, luckily for you, this is sort of like when you were quizzing me on the NXT takeovers. You're pretty safe at a certain point.
Yeah.
I know we don't do the range here, but still.
Yeah.
All right, your logic
really
was
4
sound
3/4. Wow.
Let's move on now to House of Black in yet another trios match against Eddie Kingston, Adam Copeland, and Mark Brisco. This match took place. It was in 17 minutes, 56 seconds. Brisco jumped off a chair and did a flip dive on King on the floor. The crowd was going nuts starting at that point. It was hard hitting. Description. The finish saw the The finish saw Copeland go for the spear on Black, but Black blew miss in Copeland's eyes and hit the Black mass kick for the pin. Larson, reading this, it's so sloppy. I get the point that he's just, he could have written this out of order if he wanted to. I feel like he's not, though.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe he
thought there was a member
Osprey
of House
Danielson.
of Black named The Finish.
that
So the
could
finish
be.
saw the finish.
Yeah. So this should set up Copeland versus Black for the TNT title. That was our assessment, too.
Yeah.
All right, man. Apologies that not a lot of editorializing there.
Other than
What star
hard
rating
hitting,
did
he
you
didn't
give
really
this?
say much. So I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. I'm going to take my star rating and add a minimum half a star. I'm going to say he gave this 3.5 stars.
He gave it 4 1/4.
Get the fuck out of here. This is like a decent Collision tag main event.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
4
you'd give
1/4?
that- You'd give that 4 1/4 too.
Man, I have to add at least a star to some of these. Damn.
All right. Well, you might have to go the other way on this one, buddy, because Willow Nightingale pinned Julia Hart to win the TBS title in 6 minutes. Hart was clearly limited with her shoulder injury. Hart went for a moonsault, but Nightingale got her feet up, hit a lariat, and Dr. Bomb for the pin. After the match, that was it. There's like 4 times the amount of description after the match here.
2 sentences for the match?
Yeah, but he continues. After the match, Statlander and Stokely come out to congratulate Nightingale. There was a quick spot where Statlander teased turning on her, but then they hugged. Mercedes Moné came out. The announcers outright said that Monet was stealing Nightingale's moment. She challenged Nightingale for the title at Double or Nothing. It should be noted this long build for Monet's first match looks to be by necessity. When Tony Khan was asked if Monet was clear to wrestle, his response is that she would be clear before Double or Nothing. That's all you get, man.
That's
What was
it.
the star rating?
I mean, it was short. He didn't really like short matches. I'm going to say he gave it 2 1/4.
He gave it 2. 1 star for each description. You were close, though. All right, man. This was one of my favorite matches.
It was
of the
really
night.
good. I gave this one 4.5 stars. Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly.
You got that right. He said this. This was an excellently worked match, although I was surprised to see O'Reilly lose clean. It was built around O'Reilly's great technical wrestling and Strong doing all kinds of different backbreakers. They traded cradles and submissions, chops, and kicks. O'Reilly got a lot of near falls at the end and hit the brainbuster and got the armbar, but Strong made the ropes. Strong won clean with the end of Heartache. After the match, Adam Cole came out with Taven embedded and Wardlow in the wheelchair. He got out of the wheelchair and walked to the ring, which seemed like a sign he'll be wrestling soon. When the group was in the ring, Cole glared at Wardlow, still mad at him for losing to Samoa Joe. Again,
not even
Yeah.
description.
Yeah, yeah. What was the star rating? You gave his
I gave it
match?
4.5. I don't think he's going to go that high. But this match was objectively better than the 6-man tag match, at least I thought.
Yeah.
So somehow I'm going to land the same rating, 4 1/4.
Give it 4. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain that. This seems like a Meltzer dream match. to be
I
honest
know.
with you. Yeah, maybe there was not enough false finishes.
I felt like there was a lot of false finishes.
Were there?
Not enough hope spots. That's what was missing.
Yeah, there you go. Not enough hope spots.
All right, this next one's going to be interesting.
All right, man. Here we go. Because even Meltzer is confused at this one. Chris Jericho. I'll be shocked if you get this right, by the way. Shocked. Chris Jericho pinned Hook to win the FTW title. It was established that there were no rules in Falls Count Anywhere. Hook opened with 2 overhead throws. Jericho was getting a lot of heat early. Jericho pulled out a table. Hook did a German suplex on the floor and jumped off the steps with a garbage can lid shot. He tried again. Jericho kicked him and hit a DDT on the lid. Hook did an overhead throw off the apron, putting Jericho through a table. There was a go home Jericho chant. Hook put a garbage can over Jericho and pounded on with kendo stick shots. There was a please retire chant. Hook put on the red rum and Jericho fell backward and Hook went through the table. Jericho hit 2 Judas effects and Hook kicked out of both. There was so much heat at this point. Jericho got a bat. Hook flipped him off. Jericho hit Hook with the bat and pinned him. Taz got up from announcing, and the idea was that he was so mad that he wouldn't announce the rest of the show. Jericho then said he was sorry for what he did. This is pretty interesting because this is the Cody thing in AEW multiplied, because with Cody it was 25% making a lot of noise and Cody fighting it. This is a lot more and Jericho leaning into it and using it in relation to the storyline, but it's actually going to be fascinating how it plays out because clearly there are two different ways this can go, and it's too early to tell which one of them it will be.
Not a lot of air. He's editorializing like what's going to happen going forward. Creatively, not so much what happened during the... Gosh, darn it.
Well, okay, so to be honest, and yes, in his defense, this is a bit of a bizarre situation, so I can understand why he would not have the easiest time grading this match.
So I think you gave it 1/4 of a star. I gave it 3/4. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go back to what I said after the tag match. I'm just going to add an extra star. I'm going to say 1 3/4.
You need to add 2 more because he gave it 3 1/4.
Get the fuck out of here.
This was the impossible task, man.
But it was a tell if I was lying about having stuff spoiled for me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If I got this right, then you would have known.
Oh, dude. Yeah, here's the thing. I would have turned this off right now. I'd have been like, fuck you, you're cheating. If you even, if you got in the vicinity of 3 1/4 on this one, you're smarter than that.
3 1/4? Really?
3 1/4 stars.
What the heck, Dave? This match was trash.
It was trash.
It was trash. There's heat, as in we want to see this wrestler lose. That's actual heat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Chanting at Jericho, go home, retire. That's not. That's X-Pac heat. That's go away.
I saw
heat.
elsewhere, and maybe it's in. I saw elsewhere on Twitter, but maybe it was in this write-up preceding all this.
Yeah.
Where he again, it's the kind of thing where he sort of is trying to wrap his head around it, whether it's good or not. And in his estimation, people chanting "Please retire" could be translated into.
He puts a lot of stock in people being involved and invested in the match, even if it's telling one of the participants to go away.
Yeah. All right, next up, Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa.
It's a good match.
For the AEW Women's title in 1508. This is a really good match. He said, this match greatly over-delivered and was among the best U.S. women's matches so far this year. They had a big opening trade to set the tone. Rosa did a tornado, which also wiped out Luther. Rosa did a powerbomb off the ropes, a missile drop kick, Samoan drop, and Death Valley driver off the apron. There were dueling chants. Rosa went for the pedigree, but her back gave out, playing on the back injury that kept her out for so long. Storm had also worked on her back earlier. Some description here. Mariah May came out. Deonna Purrazzo pulled May off the apron. Purrazzo threw May into the steps. Storm used another German suplex and a running hip attack for a near fall. Rosa used a cloverleaf backstab or cobra clutch. Storm grabbed the ring skirt and brought into the ring. Ref Bryce Remsburg was getting the skirt out of the ring, and Storm used a low blow and Storm 0 for the pin. What did Dave Meltzer give this match?
So he said one of the best rated matches of 2024, right?
It was among the best U.S. women's matches so far this year. Correct.
All right, so I'm reviewing. So like he gave Io and Bailey 4.5. Becky and Rhea 4 1/4. Let's see here. All right, so it's gonna be somewhere in that ballpark. I'll say 4 1/4.
Very good. You're back. Good job. Well done. Exactly right. All right, man. Here we go. Here's the biggie. Will Osprey versus Bryan Danielson. The crowd was beyond on fire with just the idea of this match. I was told in the building whenever they ran down the show, the crowd popped big for this match. Danielson looked way too happy at being in the ring with that kind of crowd reaction. The match was amazing from the start with a great spot where Danielson was evading one quick after another. One quick what? I don't know. There was a match of the year chant several minutes in, and this was long before most of the best stuff happened. Osprey used a plancha. Danielson attacked the liver with a kick and knees. Osprey did the phenomenal forearm, the drop kick insecurity spot, and a leap of faith. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Danielson did a Frankensteiner off the top, and Osprey landed on his feet. The place went nuts for that. There was a tiger superplex off the top rope, which scared me to death, but was an obvious homage to Okada Omega. Osprey selling is great. Danielson used penalty kicks. Osprey came back with an os cutter on the apron and a hidden blade off the apron. There was a great count-out tease before Danielson got it at 9. Osprey did a springboard drop kick, a power bomb, and went for the Os cutter, but Danielson turned it into the label lock. Trying to find something that he really did a lot of descriptions here.
This is where he really loaded up on the word count for this.
Star rating review. Okay, here we go. The one thing that really hit me here, and this goes for both guys, is it is amazing how many varieties of ideas you can come up with when you study not just pro wrestling styles from around the world, but also heavily study MMA from around the world. Osprey did an amazing looking styles clash. They did ramming headbutts on the ground. Osprey used Kawada kicks, and Danielson was nailing Osprey with slaps. Okay. Osprey took off his elbow pad and hit a hidden blade, followed by the Storm Driver. Danielson, the referee, and Doctor all gathered around Danielson like he was badly injured, basically playing off the reaction in the Osprey Omega match to that move, combined with all the reaction of Danielson doing so many big bouts in a short period of time, and he's about to be hurt. With everyone around Danielson, Osprey hit another hidden blade and pinned him. This was playing off Sammy Guevara versus Jeff Hardy, where Guevara did the GTS when Hardy was legit hurt, which was a miscommunication issue, but Guevara is still suspended over it. Some were mad because they played the... I don't know why I brought that into the equation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that connection, but all right, Dave.
Some were mad because they played the injury up so big, and Osprey acted so concerned, even at the press conference, where he accepted it was his best match, but said he couldn't celebrate because he didn't want to hurt Danielson. What star rating did Dave Meltzer give this match?
So there's actually less there than what I get from his comments about it, I think, on Wrestling Observer Radio, where he was trying to do a compare and contrast deal with the 7-star Omega Okada match. And while he was putting this match over quite a bit, he was saying it felt a little bit short of Omega and Okada because it didn't have references to past matches in terms of fleshing out the story. So I don't think he gave it 7 stars. Both he and Alvarez said this is like one of, if not the best match ever happened on U.S. soil. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be well above 5. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how far above 5 it's going to be. I'll do this. I said after the tag match, I got to add at least a star. Mm-hmm. For my rating, I cap at 5. Mm-hmm. I'm going to add extra quarter star on top of that. I'm going to say he gave it 6 1/4.
Man, you're so close. He did give it 6.5 stars. He gave it 6.5. I thought you were heading in that direction too. By the look in your face, I think you're considering 6.
I did. I was considering it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right though. Like, there's so many options here. It's not going to be 5.5. No. It's going to be between 6 and 7.
Exactly.
So it's just nailing.
Exactly. That. I don't know if he'd go so high as 6 3/4.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I guess I probably should have landed on 6.5. Anyway,
6.5. There you go. Hey, you're in the vicinity there. Damn. All right. Young Bucks versus FTR. He starts out with the obvious. Nobody could have followed that last presentation. He called it a presentation. But they did as good a job as possible. If this match was before Danielson Osprey, it may have been considered the best tag bout of the year, but the placement made sense as they were the best to follow, and it wouldn't have been a fair big picture storyline for Swerve and Joe to follow Danielson Osprey. Dax threw Nicholas off the top rope. He's adhering to their wishes.
To kayfabe, yes.
Nicholas off the top rope onto the ladder and threw Matthew off the top of the ladder. I'm seeing if there's any other editorializing here. He did do a long description, not as long as Osprey. Danielson, though. Okay, here we go. Nicholas did a springboard onto the ladder and a sunset flip powerbomb off the top of the ladder on Dax. Cash did an incredible tope like Dragon Lee or Young Phantasma Jr. level, and Nicholas moved and he crashed into a table set up next to a barricade. That's where the please be careful chants came in. Nicholas and Dax were fighting at the top of the ladder. Dax hit Nicholas with a belt shot. Then somebody in a Sting mask hopped the barricade and got into the ring. They acted like it was a fan who tipped over the ladder. The Bucks got the belts and Jack Perry unmasked. How many stars did Dave Meltzer give?
So he said if this was on before Danielson and Osprey would have been considered one of the best tag matches of the year, right?
Correct, yeah.
So that's going to place it pretty high up there. I'd say more than 4 stars at least. I would be shocked if he gave this less than 4.5. But I don't know if he's going to give it 5. I'll say 4 3/4.
4.5. I was actually shocked. Like the fact that he would say this would have been among the best tag bouts of the year, and he didn't give it the same as Okada and Pac. That was weird. Yeah.
Odd.
All right, man. Here we are. The main event.
I need to get this one to get 3-9.
Swerve Strickland. What are you at right now?
2 of 8.
2. You're 2 of 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland beat Samoa Joe to win the AEW title in 18 minutes. They also had an issue following the prior match. Strickland did a tope, but Joe turned into an uranagi and undid the mats on the floor. Strickland did a Fosbury flop, and his knee caught Joe's forehead. Joe went for a muscle buster on the floor, but Strickland escaped. Joe did a fast-turning power slam on the concrete. They traded hard shots. The show and Joe used a choke, but Strickland used the Pentagon broken arm spot from Lucha Underground and a running kick, followed by a powerbomb out of the corner and a swerve stomp. The show ended with a confetti celebration. There was a post-match mention that his biggest leap was his rivalry with Adam Page, and he said he was the best in the world and doesn't regret what he did to get there. And that's it.
That's it?
That last bit was kind of confusing also, but yeah, that's it. That's all he got. I mean, I didn't do a bunch of description, but there was no editorializing in that.
I don't know, 3 3/4?
4 1/4. Which is probably what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both gave it 3 3/4, but it's Dave. So
did we really? We stopped short of 4 on that one?
So.
Oh wow, look at us. Yeah. So there you go. 2 of 8. Hey, you got on the board. You didn't give it. You didn't get it. You want to try? You want to try for some fun? The pre-show ones.
Give me one of the pre-show matches. I'll have to do all of them.
Right.
There's 3 of them. There's a lot.
Do you want to do the Bang Bang Gang?
Oh yeah, let's do that one. Let's do that one.
All right. Max Caster did quite the rap to start the festivities. He told Jay White he'd send him back to Hurricane Hall and he'll choke on these balls. He talked about a Donald Trump piss tape and told White that he'd fulfill his fantasy and you my bitch. And I'll violate you so bad you'll have to tell the legal team about the tease of my dick. He said the tease. What the fuck? Why is he? This dude, we're halfway through the description.
Oh my god!
He's just doing Caster's rap. I can't believe we're doing this at the end. I was hoping, man, this should have been in the beginning. People would be dead. Half the people probably tuned out by now. Oh man, that was funny.
Gosh,
the Gunn brothers got a lot of heat. Everyone ran into Billy's fists. That Dusty Rhodes in the late '80s stuff looked corny then, but looks a lot worse with today's style. Colton used the Famouser on Billy for a near fall. Bowens hit the Famouser on Colton. White hit Billy with a baseball bat. The Guns did the 310 to Yuma on Billy, who kicked out. There were a series of near falls until White hit the Blade Runner on Billy. That's it. That's all it gives you.
Wow. It wasn't good. But
why did he transcribe the rap?
I don't know.
Why did he do that?
I don't know.
And he did it wrong.
Yeah. 2 1/4.
Close, 2 3/4.
Wasn't a very good match.
No, but I'm so why did he transcribe that entire rap? It was horrible.
I don't know. Why does Dave do a lot of things?
I'm hungry. I didn't have breakfast.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I need lunch.
Eat. All right, cool. Anyways, that's going to do it. Let us know what you guys think about Dave Meltzer's transcription of Max Caster's horribly offensive rap in the comments below.
Yeah.
Until next time, we'll see you around.
Goodbye.